Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel, A Magical Life with Ayla. I'm Ayla Hillel, and today we're going to talk about mantra. So let's get started. So, on this channel, we talk about ways to raise our cellular vibration in order to heal, in order to create our lives, in order to manifest the things into our lives that we want. So, I've given you ideas for how to raise your vibration. We've talked about pitfalls or things that lower our vibration. And I am a firm believer, and if you've been watching my videos, you look at my website, you already know that I believe wholeheartedly that meditation is our number one tool for raising our vibration, for connecting with the divine, for creating chemicals inside of ourselves that create healing. So meditation is very powerful. It is the most powerful tool that we have. Um, I have a friend, Brittany, who is a meditation teacher, and we were together over the weekend, and she teaches yoga. And she was telling me how yoga actually is a meditation. Traditional yoga is a meditation, and it causes, the word yoga means union, and it causes union between the body and the spirit by moving in that meditative state. So if you've been interested in yoga and you think you want to check it out, go check it out. It's really interesting. If you live in Medford, Oregon, or surrounding areas, Brittany's yoga studio, you can take classes there. They're very affordable, and her website is sacredtemplehealing.com. So check that out. I've started taking yoga with her, and because I'm an avid, ardent meditator, I find myself during the postures slipping in and out of meditation. It's very easy for me, and I find that the movements combined with the mental meditation is really bringing about some healing, some clearing first, and then some healing for me. So that, that yoga is a great meditation. It's a great way, and you're with a teacher, so you get guided through it. You're not expected to know anything. So that's a great way to get started in meditation. If you look at the front of my website, you will see the instructions for meditation. Now, these are very, very, very basic. I could have written pages of instructions. But at the bottom of that, there is an audio file that you can access that will guide you through the process of silence. And I know that sounds strange to have a guided meditation for silence, but it kind of gives you the idea of what it is that you're aiming for. What is your goal when you sit down to meditate? So the number one goal when you sit down to meditate is relaxation and the clearing of the mind. Okay, when we relax and we clear our mind, we suspend all negativity that is going on inside of us. We connect with the divine. We create chemicals that make us feel good and make us well. I mean, I could go on and on about the benefits of meditation. In the 20 years that I have been teaching meditation, I have come across people, and you might be one of these, that can't do silence. It's just it's just something that doesn't work for them. So I started looking around and I started realizing that there's all types of meditations. One of the number one goals in meditation is we want to shut our mental process down. Some people call this mental chatter, some people call it monkey mind, whatever you call it. We want to slow it down and, in some cases, for moments at a time, completely stop it. Now, one of the things that we need to understand about the mind is that this constant going is natural. That's how we are created, is that we are problem solving all the time. Sometimes this is beneficial. It saves our lives. Our ancestors were out in the desert running from big prey that wanted to eat them. So they had to figure out how to get food and how to stay alive at the same time. We have a whole different set of problems in this day and age. We have to figure out how to get food. In other words, how to work and pay our bills and stay alive. Or, in other words, heal. So if you're on an evolutionary path, and an evolutionary path is where you're helping your spirit constantly grow, constantly evolve, constantly expand. So you're learning new things, you're learning new spiritual ideas, you're trying new spiritual practices, you're in connection with the divine, whatever that means to you. And that's an evolutionary path, because on that path of constantly healing, constantly connecting with the universe, you are going to evolve. You are going to grow. Your awareness and your consciousness is going to do this. And have you ever met somebody that was just really, really closed-minded and had a lot of very strong negative opinions about things? That person is not so much on a conscious evolutionary path. And what I mean by conscious evolutionary path is you're deliberately doing it. What's going to happen while you're down here is that you're going to get a little bit of evolution regardless, because the third dimension, that's why we come here, is to be taught by the third dimension, by the people and the situations that happen in the third dimension. So you can be the most closed-minded, opinionated, staunch, whatever, and you're still going to be learning stuff. You're still going to be growing. You're still going to be expanding. But there's a group of people, myself included, who do this deliberately. I can't go there to that evolutionary expansion fast enough. So I'm constantly reading, I'm constantly teaching, I'm poking my awareness into this or into that, to grow, to learn and to grow and to evolve as a human being. So meditation is one of the things that is going to blow your mind wide open and make you ready and receptive for spirit, for God, for the universe, however you perceive the higher energies in the universe. Meditation will get you ready for that. So there's lots of different benefits to meditation, but if you can't practice silence, if you just can't shut your mind off, how are you going to quiet the chatter, the mental noise that's going on inside of your head, so that you can reach that place where the divine dwells? How are you going to shut that chatter off? Okay, there's actually quite a few ways to do it, and one of the ways is through mantra. Now, what do you think of when you hear the word mantra? you think of Om, Om. Okay, yeah, that's a mantra. Om is a mantra. Om is the um, the Hindu uh, mantra for creation. It's one of the names for God in the Buddhist and Indian culture for God. And it's the creative name, it's the name that creates. And so the opposite of Om is not the opposite, but the counter to Om is Ah. Ah. And this is gratitude. This is um, kind of like when you're really, really thirsty and you take a big drink of cold water and it just feels so good. And afterwards you feel like, so we do Om in the morning to create the things in our life that we want to have in our life, to create our lives the way we want it, to create our day. And then we do Om in the evening as a form of gratitude. So that's a mantra. Now, what I'm going to be talking about today is Vedic mantras. But let me be really clear about this. Mantras do not have to be in another language. They don't. It can be in whatever language you speak. In America, we predominantly speak English. And so you can create your own mantra. You're just that powerful. And that mantra becomes an energy that works downwards into the cells to create the vibration. So you're kind of working downwards and then you're coming back up again with your mind, with your emotions, because you're going to feel some emotional energy when you do a mantra. And I remember this one mantra. I think it was African. I'm not too sure, but it was by one of the pagan groups, music groups that I like. And I can't remember the mantra exactly, but the way I heard it in my head as the music was playing and I was tootling around cleaning house or whatever, was "Mama loves me the best today." And I was singing that song, "Mama loves me the best today. Mama loves me the best today." You know, and mama could be anybody. It could be the earth. It could be Mother Goddess. It could be anybody. It could be your mother, your physical mother. "Mama loves me the best today." And William came in and said, "I don't think those are the words to that mantra." And I was like, "Really?" And so we looked in the little case, we opened it up, and it was something like, oh, I can't even remember what it was, but it was in a different language, and it was about, you know, being loved and connected by the energies. And so I was kind of on the right path with it. But that was my own little mantra. Mama loves me the best today. And growing up the way I did, having tension and stress with the women, my mother and my grandmother, not my sisters, but my mother and my grandmother, having tension with these women in my family, it was really important for me to plant the vibrational energy into my cells, into my DNA, into my mitochondria, into my vibrational makeup, that the universal divine mothers love me the best. And it's okay if you say, no, 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 they love me the best, because each one of us needs to feel that way. Each one of us needs to feel like we are the universe's favorite child. That is fine. I am, you are, we all are the universe's favorite child. So this is the energy that we want to create with the mantras. Now, the mantras stop the monkey mind, because you are going to focus on the sound that is coming out of your mouth. You are going to focus on your breath. You are going to focus on how the sound makes your jaws vibrate. Now, this sounds like a lot of chatter, but it's not. It's a focus. And this focus stops the mental chatter. And that's why mantra meditations are so powerful. I'm a big fan of silence. I started off when I got healed. Go back and watch the silence video. I tell the story of my healing in that video. And I was mentally ill. And after the first hour of silence, I was healed. And not just a little bit. I was healed. And I went on to become that energetic human being that I wanted to become and to evolve and to grow in my consciousness. Um, so I'm a big fan of silence, but I understand, I get it, that sometimes silence just, and you may be a big fan of silence and find that sometimes silence doesn't work for you. Sometimes we have to try other types of meditation. So there's mantra meditation. Now, I'd like to draw your attention to this book. This is Thomas Ashley Ferran's Healing Mantras. Now, these are Vedic, so you're going to learn to say the mantra in this other language that you might not have ever been familiar with. His little subtitle here says, Using Sound Affirmations for Personal Power, Creativity, and Healing. And not just physical healing, healing of your heart, your love life, relationships, healing of your finances and money and wealth and prosperity. I mean, there is so much in our life that can need healing, but we think of healing primarily as what goes on inside of our body or what doesn't go on inside of our body, where in our lives, the three aspects of being alive, so money, health, and love. Those are the three aspects of existing here on the third dimension. There are times when one of those three or a combination of those three are going to go out of health, and you're going to need to focus on healing it. And mantra is a good way to do that. Now, Thomas Ashley Ferran gives the mantra. Okay, so in here was where I learned the Ganesh, the mantra for Ganesh. And what he does is he gives the mantra and then he breaks it down into English, so that if you want to do the mantra in the Vedic language, then you know what you're saying and it becomes even more powerful for you. So mantra is one way, and that's kind of what this video is about. So I'm going to keep coming back to this. But sound is another way. I have several friends who use the sound bowls. They play the sound bowls. If you don't know what a sound bowl is, look it up. It's a Eastern idea, and it's really taken off in the last 20 years, real big in the U.S. And it's a big bowl. I've seen them made out of I think copper and some other metals, but the real popular ones now are the crystal bowls, and they come in different sizes, and each size has a different note to it, which each note creates a vibration or an energy inside of us. And they have a mallet. The mallet is this long, skinny thing that has a little handle, and you can either tap the bowl on the side and get that sound, or you can run the mallet around the edge. Have you ever taken a wine glass and got your finger wet and went like this around the wine glass and it makes this really shrill whining sound? Well, it's the same idea with sound bowls, except you're using this wooden mallet to go around the edge of the crystal bowl or the metal bowl, and it creates a note. It creates a sound that produces chemicals inside of us that affect our vibration and affects our energy, which affects our physical being down to the cellular level. So this is a very powerful tool in and of itself. Um, so what I would like to do right now is I would like to teach you the Ganesh mantra. Now, Ganesh is the Indian god for overcoming obstacles. And there's a whole sordid mythology with him and some of the other gods and goddesses. So you can look that up and read that yourself. But he is the one who helps us find a way either through our obstacles or around the obstacles in our life. And so you can say this mantra as a meditation. It will stop the mental chatter. It will create a vibration of healing and of finding solutions. Lots of times when we need to overcome obstacles in our life, it's just a matter of finding a solution. And Ganesh is one of the energies that I work with a lot. He came to me out of all of the energies that I work with. He came to me in a dream, and the dream was all about, I had no idea who he was. And when the dream was all about overcoming an obstacle that I was having such a heart struggle with. It was just harrowing, the struggle that I was having with this obstacle, to a point that I was almost incapacitated in my life. And this was after my healing from my mental illness. I had been years well and functioning, and I came across this obstacle in my life, and I needed to remove this obstacle. And I had a dream. He showed up in the dream, and we had the dream. We had our encounter inside the dream. And when I was coming out of the dream, I didn't want to leave the dream because it was so beautiful. It was one of the very few lucid moments I've had in a dream. I didn't want to leave the dream. I was very much aware that I was dreaming and that I was in that space with the Hindu god Ganesha. And I didn't want to leave the dream, but I was leaving the dream. And you know how it is when you start waking up, you just keep waking up. And I couldn't hold myself there. And as I came out of that dream, the words Shiva and Shakti came into my mind. Shiva and Shakti, Shiva and Shakti. And I came out of the dream, I became fully conscious, and I thought, what in the world was that? I was living with my best friend at the time, who was kind of on a Vedic path. And I went and I woke her up, which, is really unlike me. But I woke her up and I was like, here's my dream. And I told her about the dream. And she said, wow, I'm really surprised that Shiva and Shakti didn't show up. And I was like, oh my gosh, they did. And I told her about waking up in the space and hearing those words, Shiva and Shakti, Shiva and Shakti. Shiva and Shakti are the mother god and father god of the Vedic path. And they happen to be Ganesha's mom and dad. So this was really significant for me, and it put me on a path of researching out this energy that is known as Ganesha, the remover of obstacles. And I developed a relationship with that energy, and which perseveres to today. But one of the things that my best friend said that morning as we were talking about this dream was, you're going to start seeing some movement in the removing of this, in the clogged situation that you're in. You're going to start seeing some movement in that. And sure enough, it was 2 or 3 weeks. We started working stuff out, and the energy started flowing in that situation again, and the obstacle was removed. So that had kind of become my mantra. The Shiva and Shakti had become my mantra. And also the Ganesha, I had found the Ganesha mantra, and I think that Swami Tai, my teacher, may have taught it to me as well. So the Ganesha mantra is in this book, Healing Mantras by Thomas Ashley Ferrand. So I highly recommend this book. There's a list of books that I recommend, and that one is in the top 5. Only because he's so gentle to read. You know, I read a lot of meditation books when I was trying to teach myself how to meditate. I read a lot of meditation books, and some of them weren't so user friendly. You know, it was almost as if they were talking to seasoned meditators. And here I was looking for a step 1, step 2, step 3, like is on the front of my website, to just really kind of break it down for me and make it simple. Meditation is not a hard thing to practice. It's something you will practice for the rest of your life. And I've been practicing meditation since 1998. So that was a long time ago, more than 20 years ago. And still, in my silence, I get a second of silence here, a second of silence here. But the thing that we have to keep in mind is that in that moment, the universe is contained in that moment. So that's a very powerful idea, because a lot of people have come back to me and they've been like, I mean, yeah, I can get a second here, a second there, but I'm not good at this, and I've been practicing it for a long. Sweetie, a second here, a second there, that's amazing. That's perfect, and you may get to a place, depending on how your mind works, where you can hold it for several seconds. But your meditation is never going to be perfect. And the universe, the divine, God, the one, is perfect with that, is perfectly okay with that. You are there and you are quiet. And in your meditation, you are listening. You are listening. And that's another benefit that you will get out of, especially if you practice silence, but I think any meditation technique. You will come out of your meditations and you will know things. And at first you might not even know those things, but you know that you know something. Doesn't that sound funny? You know that you know something, even if you don't know what it is. You can feel this knowing inside of you. And I really had to sit down with that feeling of knowing. And what I decided that it was that feeling of knowing was a unity. It was a unity. It was an interface between me and the divine. We are one. We are all one, but we are made out of the genetic DNA because it's energy and we are energy. Well, where do you think that energy came from? Source energy is not going to create some random new energy to create humankind. It's going to take of itself. Now that's a healing point. And you've heard me say that lots of times, that you're made out of this. So your God, let me just say that. Let me just come right out and say that. You are not the sum total of God, because I'm God too. And every human being, every animal, every rock, every tree, every grain of sand or dirt or dust, everything is made out of that divine source energy. Quantum physicists have been saying that we're energy for years now, at least 100 years. So think about that for a moment. Think about the fact that you are an aspect. That's how I like to say it. You're an aspect of God. You're not God's child. You're not a family member. You're not some randomly created thing. You are an aspect of divine source energy, made out of the same energy it is made out of. So if you carry that into your meditation, you're going to be in a very powerful place. When we meditate, we do this interface with the divine, don't we? Okay, so what I want to do is I want to do the Ganesh mantra for you today. So, and we're going to do, this is going to be a long video. I apologize for the length of this video, but I want to do this meditation with you. And this is a mantra meditation. Now, keep in mind, I already said that you can make up any mantra meditation. If you do that, make sure that you use positive language. So, no no's or nots or wouldn't or don't. Figure out another way to reword whatever you want to say. So let's say that you create a mantra that you want to affect your cellular vibration to help you stop smoking. So you're not going to say, I don't smoke anymore, because there's that negative, don't. Okay. Instead, you would say something like, the desire to smoke has completely left me. Do you see the difference in positive language and negative language? Our conscious mind really understands the negative language. So if you're thinking to yourself, I don't like this anymore. I've heard lots of smokers say, I got to a point with it where I didn't even enjoy it anymore, and I knew that was time to quit. I don't enjoy smoking anymore. That could be a conscious thought or some conscious words that you create for yourself. I don't enjoy smoking anymore. I don't smoke anymore. Your conscious mind is going to know what that is. But if you're using your mantra to affect your subconscious mind, which is going to affect cellular vibration, which will affect your behavior, you want it to be in positive terms. Okay, so here's what I want you to do for the Ganesha mantra. We're going to overcome obstacles. And this can be smoking, it can be weight loss. I mean, whatever you care, whatever energy you carry into that mantra with you is what Ganesh, the energy of Ganesh, is going to help you with. So, as before, you want to get comfortable, sit in a comfortable chair, but not so comfortable that you're going to fall asleep. Okay, so I say straight back chair. You may not have a straight back chair, but you want to sit in a comfortable chair, feet on the floor, hands either resting on your lap or on the arms of the chair. And you want to completely relax. If you go back to, I think I have an unnumbered video way back in the beginning that talks about how to get into a theta state, how to get into that meditative state of 4 to 7 sleep cycles per minute. So you're going to close your eyes and take a deep breath. And when you exhale, you want to just let go of the third dimension for a minute. Anything that's plaguing you or dominating your thoughts or making you nervous or anxious, just let go of that. Just for a moment. We're just going to be in this meditative state for a moment. So you're not asking yourself to let go of it permanently. We're just going to suspend it for a moment. Okay, you may even need to take another deep breath and let go again as you exhale. And just take one more deep breath and just take any leftover stress or anxiety and just let that go for the moment. Now you're going to do your relaxation. Start at the bottom of your feet. Become aware of how your feet feel. Ankles, calves, knees, and just let the muscles in these areas completely relax. Move your awareness up to your thighs and your hips and your lower torso. And again, just locate any stress or pain. Let it heal. Let it feel better. Let the muscles in this area relax. Everything feels soothing and warm. Move your awareness up to your stomach and your middle back and your chest and your shoulders. And just let those muscles relax. Let them hang loose, almost as if they're asleep, but not quite. Bring your awareness into your arms and your hands and your fingers. Completely relax. Bring your awareness up into your neck and your throat. This is a high stress place. Just let those muscles completely relax. Become aware of the front of your face and the top of your head. This is another place that carries a lot of stress. And just let your face relax. Let the top of your head completely relax. Feels so good now. Bring your awareness down the back of your head. Relaxing, relaxing. Let the muscles just droop down, almost as if they're asleep. And then bring your awareness into the little pine cone shaped gland that's in the middle of your brain called the pineal gland. And this is where you're going to hold your focus. And I'm going to say the words for the mantra. And as you begin to hear the words, you can say them with me. We're going to say them 5 times, but when you do the Ganesh mantra, you can say it as many times as you like. Om Gum Ganapatayei Namaha. Om Gum Ganapatayei Om Gum Ganapatayei Namaha. Om Gum Ganapatayei Namaha. Om Gum Ganapatayei Namaha. Now take your awareness out of your pineal gland into the back of your head. Over the top of your head and down the front of your face. Feeling very relaxed and well and healed. Bring your awareness down into your throat and your neck, your shoulders, arms, hands, fingers, gently allowing the muscles to wake up, to come back to our third dimensional realm. Take your focus into your chest, stomach and middle back area, and lower torso, feeling so relaxed and comfortable and well. Take your awareness into your hips, thighs, and knees, feeling so comfortable, feeling so soothed. Bring your awareness down into your calves and your ankles and your feet. And when you are ready, wiggle your fingers and your toes and open your eyes. Okay, so that is one example of a mantra. And it's a mantra in a different language, but like I said, you can make any mantra in your language. Whatever is most powerful for you. I think that there's a little bit of um, a connect, a unity when we look at a mantra in another language and we break that mantra apart and we look at those words and we translate those words, or like in the case of healing mantras with Thomas Ashley Farrand, he translates it for you. So you're not just blindly reciting something someone told you to say. You're actually at that point intimately connected to that mantra. So that's kind of all I have to say today about mantra meditation. Um, Look at my website, magicallifewithayla.com, and I'm on Facebook as Ayla Hillel. And if you live in the area, you can make an appointment with me, a healing session with me, on the front of my website. If you don't live in the area, we can do Zoom or we can talk on the phone. So have an awesome week. I love you very much. Blessed be.